All this work that we're doing, brothers, for this ministry, eventually is going to pay off. You better believe it, man. It's going to pay off like you'll never believe, okay? And by the way, we're the highest value male on this planet. The men of the Lord, the men of this truth, the hopeful elect of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the highest value male there is.
Sirach chapter 25, verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that would not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees. I want to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. Now in this lesson, I'm going to all you Israelite women out there that say you believe and has been called to this truth, to the body of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Either you're going to help or move around, okay? Either you're going to help or move around. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai did not call you women out there to play a part on the right side, to be a pest, okay, to be proud, to think because you know some scriptures and you learn, now you can be a teacher, okay, to puff up against your man, that's a man of the Lord, or your man in general, period, man, especially if you're with a man of the Lord, and that's your husband, okay, you have been called to help, period, okay, you have been called to help. Think about that, all you Israelite women. You haven't been called to teach, you haven't been called to be proud within the body, you have been called to help, okay? Now, especially if you have a man of the Lord that you're with, you're supposed to help that man. All right, because the men of the Lord go through so much mentally. You women do not understand what the men of the Lord go through because you're not a man of the Lord. You wouldn't know. There's a lot of things we don't talk about to you women for a reason, because you're not mature enough in the mind. You're not strong enough in the mind to deal with it. Okay, so we keep it to ourselves and we deal with it between us and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, but the men of the Lord go through a lot, man. And they get very weak at times in the flesh. And they get tired, they get wore out. Okay, and you are there to help. Not to push that man more down and more down and more down. Let's go back.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakudash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And what I want to get into today, laying back, after elder brother out of Dallas, he did a lesson going into either be a help or move around, pretty much a admonishment, to women, that say they believe. Okay, and I want to touch on it from the perspective, all right, of how this society has pulled women so far away from their nature, okay, to the modern woman, okay, has no clue what a woman is, what's a woman role, okay, the mindset of a woman, that has been, defiled and tainted, okay, so much in this society through media, through TV, through music, through community, through, the enchantments, man. Okay, westernization was the worst thing that happened to us as a people. Okay, because it has us moving, in an unnatural way from who we are. Okay, and the woman, was removed far, far, far away from her natural order, man. Okay, and as the Lord has raised his men up in these latter days, is an example. And this is why The scriptures, refer to the relationship between Yahweh Shai and the church is like a marriage. Okay, because as we've entered into the betrothal, okay, to Yahweh Shai, all right, our whole life as men is preparing ourselves, all right, for Yahweh Shai when he comes back. Okay, and in the ancient world, before you even seen your husband, you begin to prepare yourself. Okay, you will begin to change your lifestyle to become compatible with his lifestyle. Okay, with his interests. Okay, you will line up his your thinking with his thinking before you even seen him. Okay, the women were groomed to be wives. Okay, it was poured into, okay, by their mothers and their aunties, grandmothers. Okay, but now it's the complete opposite, to where this society tells men that they gotta line their self up with the woman, be a servant unto the woman. Okay, revolve around the woman, and their mothers and aunties are filling them with BS, feminism. Okay, to the point to where you have women that are asking, what do I do? You see, like, this ain't, to poke fun or put, a woman on the spot. You're just talking about reality, man. It's to the point to where women are asking, what do I do? You see? And that's how bad it has gotten, man. Okay? And the worst thing to do, all right, as a believing woman is to operate off this Western programming, to react off this Western programming, man. Okay, because the West, through the enchantments of Esau, Edom, weaponize you against your husband, the way you think, the way you react, the way you look at him. Okay, it turns you into a weapon. You see? So what I want to touch on is servitude. Like, what you women have to understand, your way to the kingdom is going to be obedience, okay, and your servitude. Okay, because in this society, pretty much most of the women, they give their prime to Babylon. Okay, their phase, okay, of just being out there, moving around, however you're moving, but pretty much, and that's a doctrine that's taught to women to what? Give their prime to Babylon. Okay, and women that look good, shaped a certain way, they were able to pretty much what you call pretty girl privilege, or you just might, Jake standards, you ain't gotta have a head, okay, but you might got a body and you're used to, men catering to you. You're used to this society catering to you. Getting the club free, random men paying for your drinks. You're used to getting, all this help on the side, these compliments, these, all this attention, and you now it creates what? Entitlement. Okay, to where you think that your presence, is a privilege. A man should just be, in all to be in your presence. That's that Queen of Heaven spirit, man. Okay? To where you think your privilege, just by your presence, you should be entitled to things. Okay? And it's backwards. It's a backwards way of thinking. All right? And as the Lord is grooming his men to have a ruling class mentality, listen, man, that ain't gonna cut it, man. Your presence, okay, how you shaped and sex and look, that's That's what the world treasure, man. The Lord, the men of the Lord, all right, they need a woman to operate in a different capacity, man. Each brother according to how he move. But nah, we need a woman to operate in a different capacity, man. Okay? So when I want to get these accounts to show, all right, let's get this, and I'm gonna end with one precept. So let's get this here. Now, this is a story with Abigail, and we're gonna jump around and get to the point. All right, I just want to bring out a mindset. You know, bring out a mindset. You see, and just like the brother said, it's not on you to know scriptures, okay, and break them down and teach them. All right, because the scripture that women run to, a bishop should be a wife or one husband. You know, every woman find that precept. Okay, but no one reads a story about Abigail. Okay, no one is reading the story, okay, of Judith. Okay, no one is reading, you know, the women that was in Egypt that was disobeying the Pharaoh and preserving those Hebrew babies. Okay, they had a particular mindset. They seen value in their men. Okay, so we're gonna get two accounts, all right, and just go into mindset. This 1 Samuel 25, and I started at 2. It says, and there was a man in Moab whose possessions were in Carmel, and the man was very great, and he had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, and he was shearing his sheep in Carmel. Now the name of this man was Nabal, all right, or Nabal, and the name of his wife Abigail, okay, and she was a woman of good understanding. It mentioned a good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. But what did it mention first? Of good understanding, okay. But the man was churlish and evil in his doing, and he was of the house of Caleb. Okay? So, you know, she's married to, you know, Nabal was a man of great substance, but he was, you know, he's a wicked nigga. You know, he's just a niggard. Okay? But it described her as having good understanding. Okay? And we're gonna see this good understanding on display. Now, this 1 Samuel 25, and I'm gonna jump down because so King David was pretty much protecting the perimeter of Nabal's estates, you know, his pastors, you know, his livestock. Okay, and King David sent one of his men, you know, to Nabal to inquire, you know, of some victuals, you know, because King David was pretty much on the run. You know, he was like a pilgrim. You know, so Nabal, you know, got sideways, got to talking like, who is David? You know, and pretty much he sent, you know, a message back like, man, look, pretty much F David. That was the sum of it. All right, he was extremely disrespectful with the message that he sent back. All right, so David is hearing this, and automatically King David gets pissed. You know, it's before he was a king, but he gets pissed. Okay, so this is his reaction. Verse 13, it says, and David said unto his men, gird ye on every man his sword. And they girded on every man his sword. And David also girded on his sword. And there went up after David about 400 men, and 200 abode by the stuff. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on him. But the men were very good unto us, and we were not hurt, neither missed we anything, as long as we were conversant with them when we were in the field. So there's a servant in the house of Nabal, okay, that comes to Abigail like, look, you know, your husband tripping, Nabal tripping, you know, like King David, you know, inquired of some victuals and he snapped, you know, and now King David is on the way for a slaughter, you know. So when she's giving this information, verse 16 says, they were, it says, because he's going to keep going into it. It says, they were a wall unto us both by night and day. And it says, all the while we were with them keeping the sheep. Now, therefore, know and consider what thou wilt do. For evil is determined against our master and against his household. For he is such a son of Belial, Belial, that a man cannot speak to him. Okay? So he, like the ball, you can't even talk to him. He's so goddamn, so much of a nigga. Okay, you can't even talk to him, man. Unreasonable nigga, pretty much, man. All right. So this is, all right, Abigail's response. Then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves and 200 bottles of wine and 2 bottles of wine, salaki, and 5 sheep ready dressed, and 5 measures of perched corn, and 100 clusters of raisin, and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on asses. And she said unto her servants, Go on before me, behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband Nabal. And it was so, as she rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert on the hill, and behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Okay, so immediately Abigail went to serving. She went immediately to a servant. Okay? She's, the spirit on her was to serve the women. All right, a woman, all right, is a servant. There's a science to being a woman. And there should be, and women should be, there should be, you sisters that believe, there should be your full time, okay, curriculum is tapping into being a woman, a servant. What does that mean? What is that? Okay, what you're going to further expound, But our foremothers, and these were women of beautiful countenance, and Nabal probably the only man she been with. Okay, but the humility, all right, when Isaac, sent, when Abraham sent his servant to get a son for Isaac, he chose her based on her humility, because Rebecca, she gave water to his camels. She drew water for his camels. Okay, servitude. That's what got Rebecca chose for Isaac, was her servitude. And she was extremely gorgeous. But what got her chose for Isaac? Okay? And that she's one of the foremothers that we read about today was her servitude. Okay? Her humility, her capacity to serve. Okay? And these were women on a whole nother level of beauty and humility and skill set. Okay? But they were chosen off servitude. Okay? And it says, so we know the story, all right? She went and gave the substance to King David. All right? She pretty much talked them down, because that feminine spirit appeased wrath, man. Like, power is in femininity, man. Like, see, when we was operating, like as men, as we was operating on our low nature, that's when, power was in how somebody looked, how they were shaped, the box, that those things had power, man. But as we're maturing, in this faith, man, and really becoming, the men of Yahushua, man, we look at everything different. You see? Like, we tapping into, like, a woman got a purpose. A woman should have a capacity to serve in some type of form, because we're understanding, like I said, we're learning our capacity to serve under Yahushua as men, to where our whole life revolves around one man. All these men, okay, these prophets, these camps, from the apostles and elders, all these men revolve around one man. Okay? Our whole lives is dedicated to one man. Okay? You see, Esau has this thing backwards, man, and that's why so much dysfunction and chaos and trauma and backwards shit, amongst our people, man, because everything operates ass backwards, man. Okay, and you try to bring that into the ministry, it's gonna be a clash, man. And if you don't repent from that, hey, you out of here, man. Either help or move around, as the elder brother is getting into, man. I believe the brother named Ariel Nassar, Elder Ariel Nassar. So lucky if I'm not getting it right. Let's get another account. All right, let's go here. All right, let's get let's see, 1 Kings 17. All right, so now this is after Elijah was just fed by the ravens, because the Lord put the spirit on Elijah, to cause a drought in the land. Okay, so it's scarcity. All right, it's 1 Kings 17:7. It says, and it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. So he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, a widow woman was there gathering sticks. And he called for her and said, fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand. So when Elijah is come into this widow, okay, he immediately begins to start giving instruction. Okay, and what do you see? Obedience. Okay, and this is in dire situations. There's not much. It's a scarcity. Okay, it wasn't like the famine that Esau's finna. The Lord gonna put the spirit on Esau to orchestrate a famine and cut people off from access to food. These famines where it wasn't no food in the land, okay, because they were living off the land. You see, and in this setup, you got supply chain, to where you got the processor, the trucking industry, the grocery stores, and then they come to you. Okay, but they was getting it fresh, from the land. So if it don't rain and it's a drought, ain't no food. Okay, so this was a dire situation. But guess what? She's listening. She's listening to the instructions of Elijah. Okay, it says, and as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand. And she said, as the Lord thy power liveth, I have not a cake, but an handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in the cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. So she's letting them know, like, I don't even have that much. Like, I just got enough, and her mind was set up to where, look, I'm gonna prepare this for me and my son, like our last meal, and we out of here. This it for us. Okay? But Elijah, what does he say? And Elijah said unto her, fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me therefore a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and thy son. So Elijah is telling this widow, look, put me before you and your son. Feed me first. Okay? Y'all gonna be good. Then make you some. Okay? So you see, through Elijah, faith is being instilled. Faith is pouring off, all right, Elijah. And she's being receptive to it by constantly obeying. Okay? It says, for thus said the Lord, power Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail until that day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. So the Lord had already, all right, assured Elijah that this widow is going to feed you. Like, y'all going to be good. Okay? So with Elijah, he fully persuaded. So he come in giving instruction like, look, this, we good. You know, go give me some water, fix me, you know, some bread, give me, you know, some oil. Okay, fix me first, then, okay, you and your son. Okay? You see that? But now his society is ass backwards, man. Who would do, what modern woman would do this now? Okay? Because you have this set up in this society where it's the woman, the children, then the man. Completely ass backwards, man. You know, it might be a switch up, maybe the children first, then the woman, then the man, but it's completely backwards, man. The man is last. Okay? Verse 15 it says, and she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and her house did eat many days, and the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake by Elijah. So her obedience preserved her and her son. Her obedience to the prophet, the man of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, she was preserved. It was obedience. Okay, and it mentioned how she looked. Okay, it mentioned about the WAP. Okay, it was her obedience. Okay, that put her in a good case, man. All right, so the mindset of a woman is obedience and servitude, man. Okay, that's the core of a woman. Is servitude, man, towards the Israelite man. You see? So when you look at our foremothers, they had a mind to serve. That we read about. Okay, those they have good report. Okay, their mindset was serving, obedience, humility, meekness. You know, there wasn't no argument. You see, what if she would have been rebellious? You know, how you know the Lord dealing with you, nigga? You know, nigga, you know, it's for me and my son. We, you know, get out, nigga. You know, what if she was in that spirit? I don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. Complete submissiveness, and see, the Lord is finna test everybody, man. The men finna be tested and see if we down for Yahweh Shai, and you women gonna be tested and see if you really down for the men. Okay, and this grace period was for us, you know, to grow in trust, man. Okay. And the key to humility is being the spirit of a servant, man. That produces humility, man. Okay? Esau, you know, put these women in positions of authority, and they become so proud and entitled to where, you know, they think that the man is supposed to revolve around them and their emotions. Nah, man. Nah, that play dead, man. That play over with. You still trying to operate, you know, on their philosophy, you're gonna lose. You know? Shit, it's gonna be the biggest L ever, man. So let's get this here, man. Because this Sirach 26:14, it says, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed, which is intelligence. Intelligence in your office as a woman. You know, because me and El Zahar, we was on the way back from New Orleans, and we were talking about, you know, the AI, and which is Esau's artificial intelligence. But when you think about it, the Most High has NI, which is natural intelligence, man. You know, you look at the animals, you see the natural intelligence that they have to operate and, you know, complement each other. Well, the man and the woman, Okay, especially the Israelite man and woman is no different. Okay, there's a natural intelligence that we have to play our role. And Esau, what he did, he perverted that. Okay, and got us moving in opposition to that natural intelligence that we have, man. The Israelite man is a natural leader. Okay, he's naturally has integrity. Okay, he's naturally, all right, a great thinker. You know, a great strategist, an improviser. You know, naturally. The woman, you know, she's a natural, all right, nurturer. She's a natural assistant. Okay, a woman's mindset should be to, let's say, learn her husband's mind and begin to complement that. Okay, that's the natural intelligence that the Most High put, you know, in us as a people, man. Okay, and this artificial way, because feminism is an artificial way, okay, to think. All right, that's why it produces the terrible results, because it's not natural to think and act like that, man. You know, and like the brother said, man, like it's certain, you know, Esau did a number, man. It's certain things that, you know, if brothers was really to start addressing things, man, you know, the woman would just explode, you know, like, you know, like, so a lot of things, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, every brother in different situations, and, you know, every brother, you know, in different circumstances. So, at the end of the day, all right, the sum of the story, as an Israelite woman, you know, your full curriculum should be to getting into the science of being a woman. You know, there's a way to move around a man, because that's another thing. Esau had to where, you know, the man is not understood. Okay, because in order to serve something, you have to understand it. You have to learn it. You know, so just the time now to really observe. Okay, how can I serve? How can I help? You know, how can I add to his day to day? Okay, what's his, you know, learning his routine. Okay, adding to and you know, doing things to prepare. Like a woman should be preparing things all throughout the day based on her husband's routine, how he move. You know, so I'm just putting a general perspective out there. You know, I know it's different situations and working and, you know, different things, but you got to get into the specifics, but just putting a general perspective out there. So Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Till next time I say shalom.
You do something for a woman. You take her out to eat. You take her on a trip. You buy her a gift. What if she thinks she gonna pay you with? She pay you with pussy. She gives you pussy in return. Why? Because you elevated it to mean so much. Wow. So when I take the pussy off the pedestal and say that's not legal tender in this relationship, guess what? Now when you do something for her, she got to come with something of equal value, real value now. Oh, well, I bring peace to the situation. Baby, I'm at peace without you. So what are you bringing to the table to make this situation better? What energy are you bringing? Are you bringing positivity? Are you bringing real energy? Are you bringing motivation? Are you bringing something to the table for me? They put the pussy on a pedestal because it's called the great female con. These women have tricked a man into believing that he's less valuable than her. They have tricked a man into believing the silly notion that she doesn't enjoy sex, that she's not getting anything out of sex. These women want to have sex just as bad, if not more, than the man. But they're playing this psychological game. If I could make you feel like you want it more than me, then guess what? I'm in power. But when you flip the script and take the pussy off the pedestal and don't make it as important, guess what? Now she has no power again.